Hi guys, welcome to Sons of Cain. In this video, it's a carry-on from one we did previously. We'll put a little link up the top and there'll be one in the descriptions as well. And it's basically we're going to just escalate the intensity in the training on a block and strike.
As we said previously, quite often we see techniques and people are falling for their opponent. As we did before, we increase the level a little bit. This time we're going to go full pelt as much as we can with what we've got.
We're going to be looking at empty hand, and instead of the large cane I'm going to be using the mini cane for this one.
So what we're doing, the technique we did last time with the elbow block and the hammer down, we're just going to do a little bit more training with that using our Tide pads. So just slow to give you an idea to start with. This is my punch coming in. So Callum is going to block using his elbow. If he misses and goes too high, it's going to slide down. If it's too high, it's going to go above. So he's encompassing the whole area so he won't get hit. So this will come in, he will then hammer down, and then he's got whatever targets are available at the time. I'm not wearing a box for this demonstration, but obviously that will be a viable target, a nice up kick or groin kick or a knee strike. But just for the sake of this, so as this comes in, bang, bang. Gentle, and as you progress you can, and then we get to the stage we call, if you don't block you're going to get hit. So build up to this, but you go up position, I'm altercating, as he comes in I'm stepping with my punch, and he's striking down. Then he's going to do the counter. So it's no good just blocking once and striking and go, job done. Keep the attack going until you're sure you're safe. So it's going to come in. Dave, perfectly good question. What do I do from there? Whatever's available. People say, we always get say, oh yeah, just hit them 7 times or do this. It's not that easy when you're trying to think about it. So the more you practice, you'll get into a flow. So just a little bit of instruction. So it's block, in, strike, elbow. If I bring that down, you've got your knee strike. You can come round, elbow, forearm smash, uppercuts, elbows. It's whatever you can see. So practice. You might throw this punch once, he strikes down, I might be twisted over here. It's a completely different target set. I might throw it again, I haven't moved. Again, it's a completely different target set. So don't build up a set of techniques to follow rote, build a flow. Right. What I've done, I put on some body armour, some forearm protectors and a head guard. As before, I'm going to step up the intensity. As always, these do give you a fuller figure, so don't be worried about that too much. And then what I'm going to do is increase the intensity of the punch and then change the scenario slightly. So, just to start with, it's going to come in, block, strike, and then, because I'm not holding a pad, it's different. So, whatever he decides to do, important point, when he's done that strike, this is something I don't want you to do. When he hit, even if you're not hitting hard, pull it through. Don't stop. Don't give yourself that memory of stopping on a target. So as it comes through, even if you're not striking hard, follow it through. Look at what happened to my head. You then exposed this side. What can happen in this situation? You can be an experienced martial artist, but you can either get what we call log jam, where you know so many techniques, you don't know which one to use. Or it gets to the point of, well, this isn't the order I've done it in a kata. So it's very, very difficult if you're not used to this to actually understand what's going on with your mindset. We always say, don't stop. Even if you make a mistake or miss, it doesn't matter. Continue. And our big rule is, if you're not sure, just do the kata. So what I'm going to say to Callum is, once we've done that first block and strike, do the sequence from get side edge. Okay? But please no contact, because I'm not wearing a box. Very important. Okay? So from here, in, strike. Right, 2 places for a click, so kick, do a knee strike. Then you've got the elbow, and then, and then finish off. You can either do a throw or reverse punch. Yep. So think about the distance. So if he's here, we've got this. We can bring this down. People say this is a distraction technique for the nose. If you know what you're doing with pressure points, it's a knockout strike, but that's something we'll talk about later. Though it goes into this lower sweep, that strike can be anywhere. It can be an arm bar, it could be a lock. The reverse punch doesn't necessarily be a punch, it can be a throw. What you need is practice, time, and evolve your technique. What I'm going to do is just add two scenarios from attacks, as it were. First is going to be the classic grab, and it can either be the finger point or the punch. What changes? Nothing really. The only thing we've got to worry about here is this arm. So rather than smashing this arm as it comes round, he's going to actually destroy that arm, which will break my balance. So as this comes in, he's blocking, that's coming down, same technique, and then he can just go for it, whatever's, again, available. The second one, I want to punch him, I'm close, I'm in his face. To do this, I'm going to push him to get some distance. And it's exactly the same, nothing's changed. I like it when people do that because they've just given me time to think. The first one can get a little bit more intense. So basic drill, apply it to a scenario, then play with it. As always, evolve that technique. We're going to do this now with the cane. Callum doesn't know what I'm going to show him, but I think he can figure it out with this. So as the punch comes in, same block, but this will be coming up and striking the arm down. If he really doesn't like me, he can strike the head or the shoulder. So exactly the same, this comes in, over, smash. He can then go into whatever he wants to do. So bringing it round, striking, again with the head, last resort. But if you're going to do it, again, pull it, strike it through. Got the ribs, double-handed grip, drive it through on the chest. You've created distance, which is what you want. Nothing's changed. The only thing that's different is you're holding your cane. This is coming in, bang, strike. You can push that, drive that arm away. I've now got my blind side there. He's got a nice stick, plenty of targets. So even though you're holding the cane, the technique doesn't change in its essence. As before, we could go for the grab. I've got the point or the throw. I could be doing this. So as the punch comes in, he's here, bringing it over, driving. If he's got it that way, so bring this tip over. It's crossed over. So this time I've got the grab, the punch is coming in, it's blocked, he's bringing that down and smashing down on my arm. That leads itself in, he got a sharp strike to the head. He can hook under the elbow from there, he can rip that away. There's literally 1,000 techniques you can do from there, but you'll see ones which are comfortable. If he's got the cane gripped the other way up, so the thumb is up, rather than smashing down, if he pulls on the elbow, so from here, and he pulls, he's broken my balance. And then from there, he's got a choice of techniques. So what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to throw the punch with a bit more intensity. I'm just going to see what happens. He knows what's coming, arms up, ready to punch, punch comes in. Okay, so he pulled on my elbow, broken my balance, and used my head to cantilever over there.
Right guys, you've had a look at the able-bodied. Now we're going to sort of adapt it for a wheelchair. I've got my little mini cane, which I'm going to be using later. So I'm just going to pop that over the back here. And as Chris said, they're coming in, and you get a rough idea of the aggression level. If they're going to go for the grab, they'll grab, and you know your distance. If they're just getting leery, then you've got, by looking at the shoulder and the elbow, you've got a little bit of a split-second advantage. The hand's too fast to actually watch. Elbow's the best one. If they want to get some power, they try and dip their shoulder in first. So as it comes through, as before, it's the block through. I'm going to come in, I'm going for the bicep. I'm not going to hit it hard, but I'm going for the bicep. There's a nice little nerve here, the brachialis, that if you hit and roll, it does that sort of body bend. And this is what we're looking at. We're looking at getting that body from that position into this position. I've changed everything now. With this hand, I'm just going to go and grab and secure. I've then got backhand to here, which I'll go through. I can either come back under, armbar, or I've got control. I can just lift slightly up, axilla, the hot one. I can come in for the floating ribs. I can punch straight through. I could even be nasty and just do a little groin strike. If I do the groin strike, I've now got a head that I can come straight back up with. Elbows are great, they're fantastic, but in a wheelchair, they've got to be, as you can see the distance, come to me Chris, they've got to be really, really close in. And I don't want that anywhere near me. So I'm going to put a little bit of intensity. Although I've been hitting the bicep, I'm going to go for the forearm just because he's padded up there. So it comes through there, bang, 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 and through. Okay? Bit of a silly move for me because for those guys that know me, bilateral knee injury, I suffer a lot of pain, and if you even blow on my knees, it causes me a very bad day. So what I would have probably done there is got from here, destroyed, this is potential knockout. I would then gone for solar plexus, he's come down to this position, I'd probably finish it off with the back of the head, push away and get ready for another set of attacks coming through. So what we're going to do now is just going to get a little bit faster. It's not going to tell me when he's going to punch. I'm just going to look for little visual cues like elbow, shoulder, his body weight moving forward. And it's just little bits and pieces. Right, so here with mini cane. My mini cane is a little bit different. I've got an extended crook on mine, which enables me to pull through. Because the horn would have been down to about here, so it's just moved up a bit. So we're looking at having the cane in the hand. We've got the horn down, the tip up. As it comes through, I'm here. Now I can either bring it through Vocalis, forearm, or just come straight in with a head strike, drag down on the body. If I wanted to be nasty, solar plexus and just push away. And the same with the balance points of the hip, and obviously you've got the groin as well. So I'm just going to do this a little bit quicker, a little bit more intensity. The one thing I'm not going to do is going to hit with full intensity on Chris's head with his cane. What I will do is I will slow it down, drag it through. That's one set. And this one is just for distance. You okay? And I'm ready for some more strikes. When we're using the cane, just please be aware, any headshot, neck upwards, it can cause a hell of a lot of damage. I believe that he wants to end my life, so therefore I'm using reasonable force to get him away. If you've seen our videos, we'll put a little link up top. We do a thing called the figure 8 drills. And basically the figure of 8 is coming in an 8-wood motion. Now as you can see, as it comes through, the punch is there, I'm coming through to the chest, hitting the neck, striking down, I'm coming over, and what I'm doing is I'm taking the arm away. So it's like soto-uke in karate. I'm coming in, but as I'm coming through, I'm going to be aiming for temple with a drag down. Then instead of the horn, I'm going to be striking the head, dragging through, and the last one, I'm going to come into the ribs. When you're working with a partner, make sure you trust them, they trust you. Chris and I have been working together for about 7 years now, so we know exactly what we're doing. But it's just this motion. Yeah? With the mini cane, I don't particularly like doing the helicopter or the clearance strikes. And the reason being is that I'm using a light cane at the moment, and I've not found the right cane that's got the density and the hitting power of my long cane. So we're working on that. Another thing, if it comes through, you can come straight for this, the pull away. Brakes are on. taking the brakes off and move just a little bit towards Chris a bit. This is full intensity coming through. I'm just going to strike. You can see what's happened to the chair. I moved away. But again, we want distance. We don't want them in our face. But what about if they're really up close? I've got the brakes on. I'm having a cup of tea with a wife, or I'm at the pub or something, and someone decides they want to do the grab on me. And they're going to give you the finger of death, like, as before, you've got that if the strike comes through. And you've got a nice area there, a drag through, you can crash down. One thing I like doing is, again, with the sotoka, if you come back for the grab, you're in this position, you blocked, you strike, you bring over, and now you're working on the back side of the attacker. Again, if he comes through, he's got that, the cane's down by here, it comes up, I'm going to come in and lift him. I can come under the chin, lift through, strike down. There is not one technique that you should rely on. Practice all the techniques. Look at what is presented to you. If it's a two-hand grab, it's even better for me. I come up between the two and they've gone away. And all it is bringing the cane up, grabbing the tip, moving the arms across. As we go through this video series, if you look at the caning technique for the in-close work, you'll see one that you like. You'll see one that you don't like, you'll see one that you can do, one you can't do. Try to practice all of them, because you never know what the attack's going to be. It could be from the side. Chris could come in from this side and he'd be, oi mate, are you looking at my... Now, yes, I can come through like this, but also I've got the cane. He's already off balance. I can then come through this way. You know, a bit intense for just grabbing me, but I can just push away. So look at what he's presenting, look at the body language of the attacker, look how his weight is. Has he got one foot in front of the other? Is he leaning into you? Is he grabbing? What hand's he grabbing with? Identify where the danger's coming from, block it with a free hand, use the cane to strike in or push away. We've got a 5-strike technique. We've dealt with the arm come through, we've given this and he's presented himself into this position. Horn strike to the head, drag through, strike, reverse it, horn, drag through, strike, horn, strike. Again, I don't endorse this move because you're aiming for the head. I would rather go for vulnerable points like the ribs, the floating ribs, balance points. Elbow's a nice one. If he's got you in there, you can smash it into his elbow. Both hands come over, hit hard. Something that's going to give your attacker intense pain to start with, is not going to permanently disable them, and it's going to make their intentions change. Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you liked the video. As you can see, from the able-bodied point of view, it brings up a few nice interesting bits that you can use with the bare hands and with the cane, and in the wheelchair, how it changes totally. As usual, give us a thumbs up, drop a line down below. If you didn't like the video, please thumbs down and tell us why.
As always, if you haven't already subscribed, please do. As always, ring the bell. Free the fit.